I'll talk about market structure, really teach y'all why market structure is honestly all y'all need to know when it comes to trading. No matter if you're option trading, if you're just trading stocks, if you're just dollar cost averaging, no matter if you trade Bitcoin, if you whatever. Market structure consists of a trend. Now we know the market moves in really like two directions, three, but two. It also moves sideways. Okay, it really has no direction, right? This is really no direction. This is an uptrend. Here, we know that this is a downtrend. Now that we know that, this is market structure, okay? Just follow along with me again. I'm trying to keep this as simple as possible. And I will also draw this again just to have it. Okay, how can I identify these markets? How do I know that I'm in a bearish or a bullish market? Obviously, looking at these graphs that I'm drawing is a no-brainer. You can see that this is going up. You can see this is going down. But it's harder when you mash all this and you got a stock that looks like it gets a lot more confusing and things like that. So we'll get to that. How do I know what market structure I'm in? Well, you start identifying. Market structure consists of, before we get into this, for uptrends. I don't know if it's going to be anywhere else in the video, but disregard if I said in downtrends there's higher lows or some shit like that. It's not a thing. It's lower highs and lower lows. That's a downtrend. Just to clear that up, I don't know if I put it anywhere else in the video. I realized a mistake when I was editing this. Yeah, this example. Now that we know that, this is an uptrend because of what? You got a low, then you have a high. You have a higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high. For example, and then I'll write the corresponding, I guess, letters. You got a high, you got a low, you got a high, you got a higher low, you got a higher high, higher low, higher high, and so forth. Same thing downtrend, a bearish market. You have your low, you have a high, you have your lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. So we got our low, high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, and so forth. That has no direction. You have neither lower highs or lower lows. It's just literally a sideways market, right? But this, I'm gonna use this as an example. So just kind of stick with me for these markets that move as such, right? It's just bouncing between 2 points. When you got this is showing you resistance and support, right? I'm just gonna abbreviate resistance right there with res. What is resistance? What is support? Resistance is an area in which it's hard to break above. Support is an area which it's bouncing off of. Are key levels in the market where either buyers or sellers are there. In mostly all cases, support is where buyers lie. Resistance is where sellers lie. If you can, let's just take that. Let's maybe not get ahead of myself. So again, support is a level that the stock is maintaining above. Resistance is the level that the stock is maintaining below. In some situations, you can take all of this and kind of flip it around. It's still kind of the same principle. So no matter how I explain it, it's again still the same thing. I don't want you to take this and really try to grasp it. I really rather you understand what market structure is rather than a support and resistance right now. This is important, but it will become way easier as you understand what I'm talking about. Support, I'll explain it like this, right? I'll give you guys two examples. All right, okay, two examples. So the same thing, I'll use S as support, right? R as resistance. It's the same thing, two different charts, same thing. Okay, on the top, price is consolidated in this levels, giving us a support and resistance area. And then what happened? It broke the support. What does that give me the confluence to kind of assume? That who is in control now? Sellers. They broke the level of support of where buyers are at. Now, I'll just leave it there. Same with this example. It traded within this range. We drew our line. We found our support and resistance. It broke out of that. What does that tell me? There are buyers where the buyers have broke above where sellers were giving us a hard time. An example, the buyer or the sellers broke where buyers were giving them a hard time. Okay, this right here is where buyers are at. This right here is where your sellers are at. Same example, sellers, buyers. So one more time, in this example down here, you can see that the sellers tried to push it down from what level? Their level up here to go lower. They couldn't. Buyers said, hell nah. Y'all think shit sweet? We broke above that level, okay? Showing y'all that we're in control. Same with up here. What does it tell us? Boom, 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 boom. We have the same thing. You got your your sellers and your sellers and your buyers. The price went up. Sellers said hell no, and they pushed it down. Who's in control? Sellers. This is not the end all. I don't want you to take this and be like, oh, now I can run without no support resistance and all of this. This is just a confluence and understand. I'm gonna kind of give you a strategy that goes off of this, and then we'll go into charts because I'm kind of getting ahead of myself. But I just want to give you an understanding. All right. So with the same thing in mind, that same example, right? The same example. Price has consolidated in an area to which then it broke out. Now, I want to ask you, where would you enter this trade? Most likely would not know. You don't enter here, you don't enter here, you don't enter here, you don't enter here, like, you know, none of this, okay? This is called a break and retest strategy. And again, I'm kind of just getting a little more ahead just so I can explain and get some type of understanding on where I'm going. So after knowing all of this is why I want y'all to take it slow and understand. I don't need you to be worrying about, in this case right now, I don't need you to, oh my God, support resistance. Oh my God, this level is 501. This level is 450. But we can get into that later. We can do all that later. What we really care about is literally just the candles, the chart, and the zones that it is creating and respecting or not respecting. In this case, yeah, it was in a zone and then it stopped respecting that zone to then break to the downside. What I'm personally looking for is for price to come back up to where it broke at. This is called the break and retest strategy. It comes here. If we then continue to go down.
I forgot to add while I was explaining this. This is what I mean by resistance can turn into support and support can turn into resistance. In this example, you could see that the sellers broke support, and then if they came and retested support and come back down, support is now resistance.
To go down from where buyers were, but sellers pushed it down from up here, right? Let's say they tried to bring it back, and again they came down, and then let me just ask y'all, what do y'all see after this? So boom, sellers broke this area of where we're holding support from the buyers, came down, came back up, and got rejected again. What did that tell you? That tells you even more that sellers are in control. But what did we just make that I just explained? Just I don't even have to say this. Look at the purple. You have a lower low, lower high. You get what I'm saying? All of these levels. So you go from here, high, low, lower high, lower low. What market structure is this creating? Please, what is this creating? What market structure is this creating? We just talked about it. I'm gonna leave it there. We're gonna get into more on the charts and I'm gonna break it down. I ain't gonna lie, eat this up because we're gonna start getting crazy. Eat this up. How I just explained is all you need to know. Just start making money. Like, I'll leave it there though.